Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and having a great day. To start things off in kind of spectacular news, I guess, we're very close to mining the 17 millionth Bitcoin in just around 9-10 years since Bitcoin has been out. We are very close to this historic moment without going into the entire article because it goes on for quite some time. What's really significant about this moment is that a lot of people who are actually developers on Bitcoin didn't believe that we would actually ever hit this moment. I guess they assumed that, or rather, at some point thought that Bitcoin could be some type of, not a fad, but maybe like a lot of people just wouldn't really get into it. But the fact that the industry has picked up so much and it's actually moved quicker than they even thought because of all the warehouses that are stuffed with computers, we have now entered a moment where once we actually mine the 17 millionth Bitcoin, there are an estimated 4 million Bitcoin that are completely lost forever, whether they were on old computers, people threw them out, you can't really delete them. Something happened along the way where all of these coins were completely lost. There's a really big thing that keeps going around, and all these mega millionaires on TV, they keep saying it's going to get to a point where Bitcoin becomes so scarce and rich people will finally want to, or more rich people will finally want to have it. And they'll come to realize that they can't have one whole Bitcoin anymore because there are so few of them. As we get further into the mining process of Bitcoin, is something not the difficulty, the mining reward. So how many Bitcoin that the network actually makes is actually cut in half. And the next one is coming up, I believe, in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to get to a point which is actually really crazy to even think about, that the wealthiest people in the world won't even be able to own a complete one Bitcoin, so they'll have to start owning fractions of Bitcoin. So people who have gotten in relatively early, especially, what was it, a year and a half ago when it was like $200, they are probably in for the best returns of their entire life. This is going to be a very interesting next couple of years because it's estimated, a lot of people have come forward and said that 2020 will be the year when they believe that Bitcoin will absolutely explode, because of the intense rarity of, 21 million really isn't a lot. And especially because there are a lot of high net worth individuals, I'll say it that way, who own hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. Many people aren't aware of this. So when all of this kind of gets rolling, it's going to be very interesting to see just how rich everyone is in a couple of years. Next up, this year, in the first quarter of 2018, Deutsche Bank, Germany's biggest bank and one of Europe's leading financial institutions, recorded a profit of $146 million. Binance, however, the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchange, recorded a profit of $200 million. That's a whole $54 million more than one of the largest banks in the world. Binance surpassed Germany's largest and one of Europe's biggest banks in profitability. Binance, a cryptocurrency startup that was non-existent merely 8 months ago, beat out a leading bank that was established 148 years ago. To kind of be fair, I think our market moves so fast, and I think this is probably the equivalent of the amount of time that this has actually taken. The time that our normal cryptocurrency market should have taken to grow was probably around 100 years. And this is why so many people keep calling it a bubble or a fad or whatever the case might be. It's because of how quick things are going. But I think it's just because of computers, and, computers are getting smarter, and AI and robots. Don't listen to me. A startup with over 200 employees beat out a banking giant with 100,000 employees. Let that sink in. And I remember when Binance was just started, everyone was like kind of skeptical of using them and stuff like that. The fact that this has happened over the course of 8 months is ludicrous. Chaopeng Zhao, the CEO at Binance, who is better known to the cryptocurrency space as CZ, wrote on March 3rd, Binance is the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. In 3 months from inception, profits amounted to $7.5 million. In the second quarter, profits amounted to $200 million. The third quarter is still in progress and is expected to have further growth. Any country that can attract Binance to open a branch in a location will receive a handsome tax income revenue. Like I always say, any country that starts opening up their doors and realizing how great that all these things are and how they can profit from it, they're going to be a very, very rich country in the future. I actually like Binance. I've been using Binance. I think since they started, there was like a gold rush or like a mad rush to try and actually join their platform. And it was difficult for quite some time in order to do so. For those who are looking for a cryptocurrency exchange, I have a link to Binance in the description below. And I think they're actually like one of the best, if not the best, that I've been using for quite some time now. I do definitely trust them because they also give constant updates on their Twitter and social media platforms to let people know exactly what's going on their website. Next up, in a recent podcast, Bill Barheit, the CEO of Abra, discussed the Bitcoin to Litecoin shift on their exchange platform. A month ago, the Abra team announced switching from Bitcoin to Litecoin as their underlying asset for the exchange. And they were asked, why did you kind of do this? They said because they got tired of Bitcoin's fluctuating fees. They said they were trying to send simple transactions and they were getting $30 to $35 fees. They realized that so they were looking for like an alternative. They said, if we can't use Bitcoin, what else could we use? They looked at Bitcoin Cash and they realized that because Litecoin is built the exact same way as Bitcoin, has SegWit support, basic binary compatibility. Comparing existing Bitcoin models, they said the Litecoin was best suited for this. There have been a lot of other places. This isn't discussed as much anymore. Around January, there were a lot of there's a major Bitcoin convention that was actually taking place. And they pretty much came forward and said, this is a Bitcoin convention and we're not going to be accepting Bitcoin. And everyone was like, what in the world is going on? There was a huge shift from this to people starting to talk about that their platform would be using Litecoin. But this was the exact same time that the creator of Litecoin sold all of his Litecoin. So it caused a lot of confusion when it comes to the future of Litecoin and exactly what's going to happen to it. I still have a lot of hope in Litecoin, and I'm hoping that Charlie Lee comes back and does something to it. But to be realistic, if you are holding Litecoin, I know a lot of people have been worried because of Charlie Lee's notable absence or whatever the case might be. We all know that when Bitcoin goes up in price, what happens to every other coin? It's projected that Bitcoin is probably going to go to around $70,000 to $90,000 sometime this year. You will still, you'll be taken along for the ride. I'll just say that there are a lot of other smaller coins as well, not as large as Litecoin, but I think we'll all be taken along for the rocket ride up whenever Bitcoin decides to aim for the moon. Next up, so over the last couple of weeks, something very weird is happening. I'm not going to get into politics, but there's a huge talk about what's happening to the traditional finance system. A lot of money is flowing out of the stock market and people are trying to figure out exactly where it's going. A lot of people think that it's actually starting to flow into cryptocurrencies because people are, People are becoming, they're not as scared of cryptocurrencies anymore because they know that regulations are coming. That's the best way to say it. So with the incoming regulations that we will be having over the next year, 1 to 5 years, crypto has now completely become mainstream. And normally we had instances where the stock market would go down and crypto would kind of go down with it. And this isn't happening so much anymore. I think crypto is becoming more established as its own asset class, as you keep hearing all these people say over and over and over. So they think that, especially there was a huge analyst yesterday. I obviously didn't talk about it on this channel because this channel isn't about stocks and bonds and all these other things. This guy was saying he thinks that the stock market is in for a major correction very, very soon, simply because they've had a bull run for so long and a lot of these stocks are completely overvalued. So it still leads us to the question, what is going to happen to our market? Like I said before, in the past, any type of dip that the stock market had, crypto would completely, fall on its legs and kind of fall apart. But this doesn't seem to be happening anymore. So, either way, 2018 is looking to be a very ridiculous year for finance, just everything that's going on. Russia creating their own cryptocurrency, Venezuela, I think Iran is also doing it as well. A lot of other countries, the way how far that crypto has come and the fact that there's all this institutional money that's supposed to be flowing into crypto very soon is going to be a wild ride this year. Next up, Revolut. I believe they're a UK-based digital platform for, I believe, trading and buying cryptocurrency. They have announced that they are going to finally be adding Ripple XRP to their platform. They said that they planned on doing this in March, and they said, sorry about that, we're finally going to do it, allowing people to buy XRP in seconds. I actually love this. I can't click on the video for the copyright reasons, I think, at least for this one, but it's actually really funny with the kid crying. I find it hilarious. So yeah, they said that they're finally going to add this. There are multiple platforms that have promised to add a lot of coins over the last couple of months, and none of them have done so. And I'm not even just talking about Ripple in particular. Can't even get into all of the places, but I assume everyone's kind of working their way up to kind of adding everything. So good job on adding Ripple XRP. You may have noticed that the market pulled back. It's actually kind of going back up a bit. You can see the little green arrows, right? Oh, that's kind of convenient. What's Naga? Okay. The prices are slowly going back up, but the Bitcoin market dipped and everything else kind of dipped. So there's an analyst who says that he believes that he knows why the prices went down. According to an email from eToro's trading expert, Maddie Greenspan, the sharp correction in the greater cryptocurrency market was potentially caused by the hijacking of my Ether wallet. I don't know if that's too true, which resulted in a largely negligible loss of funds, but caused the entire industry to take note. I'm not sure how true that is. He says a few of Google's servers fell yesterday, causing a disruption in internet service in some parts of the world. This is not all that uncommon, and the incident is still being investigated. The bigger issue is that it seems some hackers managed to exploit the downtime to hijack my Ether wallet. I forgot one of the other reasons that I saw floating around the internet. Someone said they believed it was time for a mini sell-off, if you will. Yeah, like a natural correction for Bitcoin's price. They said, that was my neighbor if you heard that chair moving. They said pretty much that the price was going up a bit too fast. All of the coins after this, we had this time period where, we assumed crypto would continue to go down. It was going up straight for 2 weeks, and people decided to kind of cash out a bit just in case the market decided to fall. And it could have been a coordinated, let's pull our money out at the exact same time to make some money. Whatever the case might be, the market seems to be slowly going back up, and let's hope that Bitcoin can pass that. This is really convenient. Passes that $9,000 mark once again. So the entire market can see green for a couple of days. Last up, today, Wirex announced that Litecoin is to be added to its wallet, making Litecoin the first of several altcoins to be added to its cryptocurrency wallet app. Wirex is linked to major physical and virtual Visa debit cards, which will now support Litecoin in addition to Bitcoin. Wirex chose to add Litecoin as it's faster than Bitcoin, has lower blockchain fees, and may become a global payment option available on dozens of big brand websites in coming months. I don't know if that is a hint or if that's just like them looking into a cloudy crystal ball, because like I said, there were tons of companies that shunned Bitcoin a couple of months ago, and now they're all talking about how great Litecoin is and how much quicker it is, etc., etc. So we don't hear a lot from Litecoin at all anymore. But it would be pretty interesting to see if tons of websites started coming forward talking about that they would be accepting Litecoin as a payment method or anything like that, especially because Wirex also has virtual Visa debit cards, and it was a big issue with the LitePay thing and them not releasing their debit/credit card, whatever it was. A lot of people were quite disappointed in that, and it seems that people are starting to finally make moves on the Litecoin project. Its new Litecoin wallet allows the users to instantly convert the coin into the British pound, the euro, or the US dollar and spend it with the Wirex Visa card. Litecoin can be added to the account by bank transfer, debit, or credit card, which is secure and can be verified easily. Furthermore, ICO profits can be cashed out easily by exchanging it with Litecoin, which can be exchanged with Bitcoin or vice versa at any time. Going to be interesting couple of months for Litecoin, I think, as well. I'm hoping for some type of major news or some type of major integration, but only time will tell to see exactly where the project is going. But this is still great news. We had 2 Litecoin things in one video. Like I said, we never hear about Litecoin anymore. So it's very good that this is happening. Alrighty, everyone, that is definitely going to do it for this video. I hope you guys are having or have had a great day wherever you are, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. Mark is actually going back up since I started the video. Let's hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.